AEW Fight Forever is the first wrestling game by a major promotion since TNA Impact, and I just have to say before we even get into it, they've already done better than them. Let's start with the game's presentation of its menus and UI. It's the first thing you see. I feel like it's very well done because it's both a modern take and nostalgic. People have compared it to Road to WrestleMania from the SmackDown vs. Raw series, and I don't disagree or feel bad about it. It looks cool. Now, there are a couple elephants in the room, and the biggest one has to be the fact that the AEW branding is outdated. The other is how weirdly some elements on screen are 4K and others are 720p. Overall, it's very nice if you can ignore those couple of things. I love the idea of the shop in AEW Fight Forever. Off the bat, you have things like Jushin Thunder Liger's bodysuit, Mr. Touchdown's gear from Chikara, a towel for the likes of Shibata and Inoki. If you wanted to complete the Liger getup, his horns are available. They even put Devin and Shinsuke's body paint in, and so much more. I have good faith that they'll be updating this frequently based on what has been said in the past. Going deeper into the story, you get taunts and entrances from well-known figures like Rey Mysterio, Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and many more. There's formerly used Titantrons for a bunch of the roster as well, including a few from Jericho's years in WWE. There's pyro for sale, like garbage, rubber ball, money, orange juice, and bubbles. There's currently an option to buy alternate attires for DMD and the Young Bucks, and Cody Rhodes and Aubrey Edwards as playable characters. All of those options sound incredible if that's going to get rotated out with more attires and characters in the future. The jukebox is one of the best parts about this game. Modern wrestling games lack iconic soundtracks, but I think we may have one here. There's over 220 songs in the jukebox. That's literally hours of music. I like to sit with the menu up and let it ride out while I get some work done. Well, unfortunately, not a lot of work gets done when I'm fucking grooving. No, seriously, there's so much music. There's original music, themes for current and former wrestlers, and theme music for legends. Not to mention, there's a handful of 8-bit themes to rock out to as well. This game is very fun, and just jumping into a match and using your however many years of wrestling game intuition, well, it's just not gonna work. You're gonna need to hit the training mode in AEW Fight Forever. It's essential. Outside of beating the shit out of my opponent in the name of learning, the coolest part is the Street Fighter Super Smash Bros. Influence of the arena. There's no distractions, just pain. But don't expect to just get it immediately. There's a lot of buttons that do a lot of different things, and as a result, there's a learning curve. AEW Fight Forever does all the little things correctly, and even innovates in some areas. There's rope rebound counters like Danielson's backflip out of the corner, or Rey Fenix's 619-esque reverse. My biggest pet peeve about the gameplay is the ref acting like he's got bad knees and can't make the count. My biggest plus is the unique moveset everyone has. From Orange Cassidy sticking his hands in his pocket, to MJF eye-poking his opponent, which in turn disorients them and affects their playstyle for a limited time. There's this ability called Desperation Impulse, where you can pull out something crazy when you're losing. From a low blow to a small package. It can either win you the match, or at least even the odds. The star rating system in this game isn't what you're used to in the crowd reactions dictating your rating. No, in AEW Fight Forever, the star ratings are dictated by your own personal performance. You get absolutely washed, half a star. You have a super competitive match, but you didn't reverse the finisher at the end, that's just 4 stars. It's pretty harsh, but there's AEW bucks attached to it, so I kinda get it. Money ruins everything. Outside of your standard singles matches, there's an option for multi-man matches such as triple threats and fatal 4-ways. Both are actually much more fun than I expected, especially with bigger powerhouse kind of guys just wrecking everyone. There's intergender matches in this game. It's not even like it's a mode or anything, it's just wide open with no restrictions. This is something wrestling game fans have been asking for so long, and now it's possible. Every wrestling game has to have ladder matches, and AEW Fight Forever has delivered that. It's still wacky fun. Not much to say about it, like nothing revolutionary, it's just kinda what you'd expect. The Battle Royal is sorta like a little Royal Rumble that starts with 4 wrestlers instead of 2. Unfortunately, the match is limited to 4 at a time for the duration of the bout. To start, you randomly draw your card from the deck, which dictates when you join the fray. The lowlight of this match is how easy it is to get an elimination. The highlight of this match is certain moves sending people flying over the top rope. You can also just kamikaze yourself over the rope and eliminate you and your opponent. The exploding barbed wire death match is the crown jewel of this game. It's the shining star. It's insanely good, and something I think everyone will be talking about when they get their hands on this one. There's just so many things to do, not to mention a gigantic explosion in the ring. Just wow. Not much to say about the mini games. There's currently only 3 available, which is a bummer because they're not even the best 3, and what's available just isn't enough. Despite its limited options, it's really fun with friends, and that's about all I can admit. So I played the first hour of Road to the Elite, and I had a very good time. There's working out, eating, stories progressing around you, and goals to achieve along the way. Unfortunately, the working out and eating gets repetitive as you don't actually play those parts. You kind of just watch the same cutscenes over and over. Wait, that's not true. This time my server was a black lady. The dialogue is kind of sus. I mean, I was borderline racist to Riho just out of nowhere. That stuff sounds bad, but don't get me started on JR and how badly he does not want to be here. Overall, this mode is something a lot of fans have wanted out of sort of a season mode kind of thing, and it does it well. I'm not sure how replayable it is, but I'll definitely be diving deeper in to find out. It's only been my first playthrough. I hate to be this negative about a first time game, but the create modes in AEW Fight Forever are just flat out awful. Create a Wrestler is so bare bones, it's unreal. There's no morphing, which could be fine if there were a plethora of facial options, but there aren't. Not a ton of clothing options either. It's just very basic and disappointing for a wrestling game in 2023 to present this when there are other sports titles that have set the entire blueprint for you. Maybe they needed more time or they plan on adding things, I don't know. A lack of community creations feature is just a massive cherry on top of a shit sundae. There's a team creation mode that allows you to pair wrestlers together, give them moves, entrances, and call names. It's pretty basic, but sort of a quality of life thing that's needed. It helps to have entrance motions, music, and Titantrons for people who didn't make the roster. If CAW mode let you down, CAA is going to make you unalive yourself. This is extremely limited. Including this mode is odd when there's such a limited amount of default arenas to begin with. There's cool shit that allows you to make like New Japan, Ring of Honor, Noah, All Japan type arenas, but like not really. Oh, and I'm tired of seeing Sting's shitty energy drink as an option for literally everything in the game. A major W for this game is its online mode. There's absolutely zero lag, like none. There's literally never been a wrestling game in existence with 0 lagged servers. You can also play just about every match type with friends or randos, including the mini games, which I'm good at apparently.
Oh, are you doing it perfect? The hell are you doing, nigga?
I think I am doing it perfect.
This man is an experienced rhythm game player.
AEW Fight Forever is a hell of a first try for Yukes, and it's definitely because of their experience in pretty much running the space for over a decade. I see so many people on the graphics calling them PS2-esque, but let me tell you, I'm playing this in 4K and it's gorgeous. The graphics are great, you just don't like the art style. This is a great alternative and a fun way to play wrestling games with friends. The replayability is high with friends, but not so much alone without frequent future content updates. If you're an AEW fan like myself, then playing with all your favorites is enough to shell out the money for this one. Though, in my humble opinion, I believe this is a game most people should wait for a sale on. Not even when it hits $20, maybe around like $40 mark. It's a good game, it just needs to bake a little longer and add some toppings.